Coming back from PaperSource, we're going to give you our top 5 reasons why we went and the top 5 reasons you should go to any note conference. Next on the PaperStack Podcast. All right, welcome back. Brett Burky, Rick Allen, back from PaperSource, PaperStack Podcast. Here we are. It's been a while. It's been a minute. Still getting settled in. Actually...
No, we only missed a week, I think, because we left on Friday. So
we actually left on Wednesday.
We left on Wednesday.
We left on Wednesday, so we didn't get everything done.
No, we didn't. We were trying to get everything done. We just missed out, but whatever.
Las Vegas, baby. Vegas.
Yeah, I'm still recovering, which sucks. I mean, the thing is, we weren't even that bad.
No, we were like, as far as like staying up, it wasn't like you stayed up till midnight though. It's like staying up till 3.
That's true.
But I mean, we were good. First day, woke up early. We got there Wednesday night. Flight.
I stayed in the room. That was the first for me ever.
I didn't. I wanted to go out and say hello to our friends and our fans, and go talk to Patrick and Bethany and April and everybody that was down there.
Yeah, and I just sat there with Mike, and we just brainstormed ideas.
Yep.
I woke up, went to the gym, worked out, went swimming, went down to the strip, ate lunch, walked all the way back, and I was like, holy crap, it's only 12! I was like, come on!
It was good.
It's like, gee whiz, it was like 2 days in one. It was crazy. But
what'd you think?
It was good. It's good. I got to, I never met Bill, never met Allison, so that was nice to meet them. Got to see a bunch.
It was a good conference. A lot of people there.
Mm-hmm. Different people. People you don't see, like, that come from the West Coast to make it to Vegas, and unlike others that come from the East Coast to make it to Texas or Florida.
Right.
So you get like a different crowd.
God, it's far.
That was far.
It's far.
Yeah, that is.
You're like, we're gonna fly into Austin and we're good. We're like a little puddle. It's like, no, it was like another 2.5, 3 hours or something like that to Vegas. It was a lot of flying.
Yeah, that part sucked. Even on the way back, I got back here, my car didn't start, and then I got home and I was like, oh, come on. And my garage door opener needs a battery. And then I went to open
How long does it need a battery?
Only like a week or so. I didn't think I didn't think I'd be needing it. And then I went to open the front door, and my wife had locked the top thing. I was just pissed. It was like 3 in the morning. Just let me in this damn house. I just want to get home.
Oh yeah, I was supposed to be on that flight, but I had to. My daughter had a softball tournament, and I had booked the plane tickets, and then I found out about the softball tournament, so I had to change my flight to the red eye out on Friday. I mean, I landed at 6:15 Saturday morning, got in an Uber, 45-minute drive to the softball fields, and was there ready for.
Oh my God, you drove straight there?
Oh yeah, I had no choice. I didn't even have my car because my
my
car was totaled.
Oh, that's right.
So.
A lot going on here.
Yeah, a lot going on. So
today we're going to talk about the 5 reasons why you went to the conferences, and 5 reasons why you should go to the conferences. The reasons why we think there's so much to gain from a conference that you just won't get from a Facebook group.
There is. Let's. I'll start with number 1, and I'm gonna start with number 1 because I think it's the most important reason.
Let me guess. Networking.
Yeah, boom, nailed it.
Okay.
Networking. And it's, you do, our business, the Note Space business, is so much about, it's a people business, right? Mm-hmm. It's not just a people business with borrowers, but it's a people business with who your counterparties are. And you make so many connections by going to these events. It's interesting to meet people who you've maybe done 5 trades with. Mm-hmm. And like, I've traded 5 loans with this person, and I've never met them in person. Mm-hmm. I've never actually shook their hand. I've seen their avatar on PaperStack, but I haven't ever got a chance to meet with them, and so that's great. Not only on that, I find at these note conferences, the larger deals happen at the conferences, or at least the groundwork is laid there.
Yeah.
I mean, do you see the same thing?
Yeah, I mean, some of the things that that you see there is that people will open up more than they would, say, on whatever a Facebook group or something, because they're talking to you and they're like, well, for example, I had a guy that he's not in a Facebook group, he's not in, at least maybe he is, and I just don't know about it, but he was at the event and he has like 15 notes to sell. But he's like, he didn't know when to list them on PaperStack. But he would never ask those questions in a Facebook group. I would have to either talk to him on the phone, but we were chatting away, and I was like, you're almost there, man. Season them just a little bit more and then throw them on. He's like, I can do like 5 of these a month. I'm like, Go for it. Yeah,
Which is, I mean, that's perfect because that was like kind of my, that was my number 3 thing. But I'll talk about number 2 is to start meeting vendors, right?
Right.
If you're new in the space or you're not new in the space and you go there, a lot of times what you'll find is in the vendor hall, there's all these new vendors and they have everything from loan servicing to self-directed IRA custodians to trading platforms to deal management, loan management to, I mean, the list is up and down, right? You know, the bag network is at most of them, and you can find just about anything you want. And there, Dickie, that's a shameless plug for you, Dickie Baldwin, the bag network. But it's just, there's vendor management, and really filling out your team of vendors so when something comes up, you've already got somebody in place for it.
Very much so. Yeah, and I guess I would say the number 3, if we're going for number 3, the education.
Education, that was going to be my number 2. But education is number 3. Definitely.
I mean, yeah, I would probably put it as like number 2, like in terms of importance. It matters where you're at in your stage, but like I set in a couple of them, and you know, a couple were like, meh, okay, I know this stuff, but you listen to stuff and you're like, oh, that's a gym. You're like, or like for example, it's changed my whole mindset on some stuff. Like some of the things I was like, you know what, I need to be doing that, or like it wakes you up to different things. Even if you think you know a lot about something, there's always somebody who knows something different that can share, and you wouldn't know. It's the unknown.
Even if you're in the, you know, it's interesting because we can kind of talk from both sides of the desk or the aisle or whatever you want to say. We can talk to you from somebody attending the Note conference as I'm an attendee, I'm learning, I'm there for education, networking, but also from the vendor side. You know, we spoke to several of our users, some that are pretty big that we're offering, you know, we're learning from them on the stuff that they need. So it's very beneficial. You know, we spoke with Dean Engel.
Yeah,
and it was just a fantastic conversation. So that was good. So what's number 4?
That was number 4?
No, that was 3. So we have networking, education,
vendor management,
vendors, finding new vendors. What do you think number 4 is?
Well, I think there's a step above networking. I think there's just a step above like networking. I think that's building relationships. Networking is the whole idea. It's like, here's my card. Oh, here's my card. Let me put in a stack of cards and write what we talked about on the back. That's networking.
Yeah.
But like I think of like relationship building. Like, you know, for example, Patrick and Bethany. Like, you know, we've talked to him. We've been on the podcast of theirs, and it's fun. But you know,
it's different when you can get in the hot tub and hang out and have a few beers.
Have a beer. Like now, the relationship's more solid. There's more of a solid. Like it's more of like a. The more you go to these things, the more you get into people's back.
You start crossing, like the networking is that first thing, and the relationships start crossing into. I know Patrick and I talked about, and Smitty, we talked about sort of this like putting together this mastermind.
Oh, right? I agree with something.
Yeah, of course, and that starts from the relationship building.
Right. And it starts with the network, starts being introduced, and then you go out and hang out, and then it's like we shared a moment. We shared a moment of coolness that it was a.
Well, it's just the next step.
Yeah. It was
you want to do business with people you like and can trust, really.
Well, there's like a lot of those people. Like I've never seen them without a conference. Like, you know, like Mike Sola is like he's a good buddy, but I've never seen him without there being a conference somewhere.
No, not yet. Yeah. But I mean, eventually that happens.
Right.
So, and I think then the last thing for me is the reason to go is because it's a catalyst, in that it makes you, it drives you to. Move to action.
Because you come back motivated.
You come back motivated, and it's action it's catalyst for action. It makes you take the next step. You know, you go there, you learn, you get your vendors. If you go in there with the right mindset, it's like, look, it's never what you learn so much, and everything at the conference is so valuable. But what happens that day one when you come back? Right. It needs to be the catalyst to, okay, I'm going to take that one step and just moving the ball 2 inches closer to the next goal, the next hurdle. Just keep moving it. And I think by going to some of these, by going to the Note conferences, it's allowing you to assemble the pieces that can maybe motivate you for that next move, to keep the ball moving, to keep momentum, to build momentum.
I get that. I mean, I would also even add a 6.
Fun. Have some fun.
Well, not fun, that, but I'm also saying showing up is part of the game. Like, you know, so if you go like 1 year, you're like, hey, that guy was cool, whatever.
Consistency.
Yeah, consistency. You know what I mean? Like, you know, year over year. Like, for example, us as Paper Tech, for the first time they saw us, we're like, Look at those idiots. You're like, sort of like, look at those guys.
Yeah, we showed up with a registration page our first trip.
Yeah,
and you could verify your account and upload a phone number and get a text.
Yeah.
That was it. And some guy, I think probably told you.
No, they haven't. No one's ever heard that.
Oh,
story.
we were there, and Mike, the silent partner who builds everything, was there, and one of the guys walked up to him, and he just looked. He said, "So what do you guys have?" And Mike showed him. He's like, "So you can set up an account and this and that." He goes, "What else?" He goes, "That's it." And he goes, "What are you even doing here? Like, why are you even here?"
I love the fact that guy did that.
He did that, and it lit a fire. And the guy's never showed his face again, so he's not consistent. Because if he did, we'd be like, "Ha-ha, here you go." But if you're out there and you're listening and you're the guy, I would love to talk to you. I would love, just not in a bad way, just be like, "Hey, what do you think now?"
Yeah, that's Mike's guy. Every time I go, he's looking for him.
Every time it's like it's the.
But that's the thing is we showed up, but at that first we're like, okay. Then you show up the next year, they're like, they're back.
They're still here.
The next year, like, oh crap, they might actually be
They're
sticking
not
around.
Yeah, they're not going anywhere.
Man, they're here next year. Now it's like, oh, PaperSource Convention.
Well, yeah, it was
cool.
We were talking with somebody and they said, "I don't want to see you here next year."
Yeah.
He goes, "I want you guys to be, I want you to be at the 5-star conference. I want you guys to be at the just strictly at IMN. I want you to be at the Mortgage Bankers Association." So he sees the trajectory we're on right now, I think.
Yeah, that was nice. That was a pep talk.
It was, and moving into...
That was my takeaway. And that was what I started this week with, is the change of mindset, what I'm going for now, and how I'm going to start directing what I'm doing for outbound marketing, sales.
Right.
It's all based off that one conversation that I had with one person that,
So to that one person, thank you.
Yeah, it changed everything. It was like, you know what? He's right. But now it's got me a challenge. So we'll see if I can stay up to it. So that was it. We don't want to take too much of your time. We know you get lives and things to do besides watch us all day. But if you got a subject matter that you want us to cover that's based around mortgage notes, we'll cover it.
And he'll ask the questions.
I'll ask the questions. But yeah, thanks for being back. And we'll see you probably on the next one sometime in the next week. So
Yep.
See you then.
See ya.